so it's recording. All right. So today,
Not tofu.
what are we talking about?
Hyperbole.
So hyperbole. So you guys say it with me. Hyperbole.
Hyperbole.
Okay, so not hyperbole, and it looks like it says hyperbole, but it's actually hyperbole.
Hyperbole.
And hyperbole is another part of figurative language. So, hyperbole is an exaggeration. So let me write this word on the board. Exaggeration. Yeah, I did. Okay. Have you guys ever heard of the word exaggeration or exaggerate?
No.
Okay, so to exaggerate something, it's almost like, I don't want to call it a lie, but it's like a stretch of the truth, right? So a lot of the times if somebody is telling a story, they might exaggerate the story a bit, and instead of telling the story the exact way that it happened, maybe they add in some extra parts to make the story, yeah, exactly, a bit more interesting. And sometimes, some people, when they exaggerate, they just may not outright lie. And so, while a hyperbole is not a lie, it is an exaggeration of something. And so, let's take a look at these three sentences, and let's try to guess which one might be the hyperbole. So, if you think number one, actually, Boeing, can you read number one for me? And then after that, if you think number one is the hyperbole, let's raise our hands. So, Boeing, can you read number one?
I waited a long time to be picked up after school.
Okay, so if you guys think number one is the hyperbole, raise your hand. Okay, let's read number two. Taichi, can you read number two?
I waited
Eternity.
an eternity to be picked up after school.
Okay, do you guys think number two is a hyperbole? Raise your hand. Okay, some people think it. And then let's look at number three. And Ryan, can you read number three?
Reading is as boring as speech.
Okay, who thinks number three is the hyperbole? Taichi. Okay, so why do you guys think number two is the hyperbole?
I just think so.
You think so?
I think like the first and third one is like is normal, like
We
yeah.
just did it.
Which word do you think might be in number two that might make it a hyperbole?
Eternity.
Yeah, eternity.
Very good.
Teacher,
Yes, actually, yes.
it's like everyone know like first one is normal sentence, third one is like similar. So
Yeah.
the second one should be answer.
Yeah.
That's how we pick up.
Okay, well that's a good way to think about it. So yes, the word eternity is what makes this an exaggeration. Can you actually wait on somebody or something for an eternity?
Yeah.
You can for an eternity?
And wait some people internally.
Well, it can feel like it's an eternity, right?
No, it won't feel. I can wait actually.
Okay. Well, normally, if we waited on somebody for an eternity, it might be like, I don't know, maybe we're just waiting there forever and ever and ever and ever, and then we just die, right? And then we have bones. Then we become bones, and we're still waiting. Yes, that's what it would mean or look like to wait for an eternity.
So we can waiting for Jesus.
Well, yeah, it'll be. No, Jesus is going to come back before an eternity, but. Okay, so I'm going to read you guys some sentences, and if you think it is a hyperbole, I'm going to have you stand here. So this wall means yes, and that wall means no. Okay? So listen carefully to these sentences. The first one.
Teacher, can we don't stand, just raise hand. Because it's like stand rule.
No, it's okay. I want you guys to stand. Get up and get out of your seats. You'll be okay. You'll get some movements. Get your blood flowing through your body. Okay.
We'll flow.
Just different of
All right, here's the first one. I am so hungry I could eat a horse. Yes or no? You guys gotta come on. Okay, stand up, stand up.
I stand.
Carolyn, you can't take the chair with you. James, Ryan, Ewan, Boeing.
I stand.
Okay, so the first one. I am so hungry I could eat a horse. Is it over? Are you okay, Ryan? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, and then no. So those that chose yes, why did you choose yes?
Because you,
One at a time.
it's too over. Like you cannot eat a host entirely.
Yes, you can't eat an entire or a horse.
Hose.
Yeah,
Yes,
very
you can't
good.
eat a hose. Yeah.
Horse.
I mean,
Horse.
Hose.
Horse. Okay, very good. Next one.
Carrying her home.
Wait, stand up. Don't sit back down. Stand up. Boeing, you in? Come on, get out of your seats.
nope.
Get some extra.
Curling. Stop.
Get up out of your seat, please. Thank you. Okay. This is the next one. James, out of your seat. Brian. Thank you. These are the worst pancakes I have ever eaten. Is this a hyperbole? Yes or no? These are the worst pancakes I have ever eaten.
Curling, are you serious? You're alone.
It's okay.
Yeah, she always
You guys can choose whichever side. It's whichever one. Okay, so those that chose yes, why did you say yes? Or what? So sorry, no. Why did you say no?
Like,
Because
we will
Wait,
say
what?
that.
Alina? Huh?
We will say that in the real life. Like, yeah, this one is the worst.
Normal.
It's
Very
dependent.
normal.
Yes, this can actually happen.
Dependent.
All right, the next one. It's taking you 1,000,000 years to get ready. Yes or no?
No.
You're unique.
Okay. So Carolyn, why did you say no?
I didn't say no.
You did say no? Okay, yes. Why is this yes?
You can't wait.
Some-
Like, it won't wait like million years.
impossible.
Like, maybe 10 minutes or 1 hour, but not million.
Okay, good. You can't really wait 1,000,000 years. Next one. This is the best pizza in the whole wide world. Yes or no?
Bye bye.
Yeah.
他自己看。
Okay, so everybody else,
No.
James, you win? Do you think it's
Well, I'm
yes?
still thinking. That's why I sit down.
Okay, got a few more seconds.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Are you guys tired this morning or something? What's going on?
We don't want study.
All right. So why did you say no?
Because like.
I think it's normal.
Yeah,
I think it's normal.
Yeah, it's not like very like. I can't say sentence again.
Okay, this is the best pizza in the whole wide world.
Yeah, you like if
It's not like
I eat something like
better than best.
Yeah, this one's the best. Yeah, so I think it's normal.
You're all
I will say that in the normal. Yeah.
It's normal. Okay, Yui, why did you say yes?
So I think the person can eat all the pizza in the room.
Okay, yes. So this is a hyperbole. So Yui and everybody else who said yes. is correct. Because it is the whole wide world that makes it a hyperbole. Okay, you have 2 more. This suitcase weighs a ton. Is this a hyperbole? Yes or no?
Yes.
What?
Is it?
Yeah. This suitcase weighs a ton.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, good. So Ryan, you said yes. Why is it red? Yes.
Because it's impossible to weigh a ton.
Yes.
If it's a ton, you can't even. Is it her?
Yes, that's true. It's impossible for a suitcase. All right, the last one. Pay attention, girls. The baby's smile was a mile wide.
My why no.
Yes, the baby's smile. Okay. So would somebody like to tell me why this is a hyperbole?
Because the baby won't smile like a mile.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. A baby, they can have a really big. Yeah, that's true. You can have a really big smile, but it won't be as big as a mile wide. Okay, come sit back down.
At least you're not a giant.
Huh?
At least you're not a
Why
giant.
like that?
But even a giant might not have maybe a giant is really, really tall, and maybe they're as tall as a mile, but their smile is really
Their
hard.
mouth is like as big as people.
Yes, yes. Okay.
Because you know there's an anime, it's like the attacking
Huh?
Attacking giants.
Oh.
Attacking a giant.
Attack all kinds.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
All right, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to let you guys watch a
Movie.
no short video.
Aww.
And what you're going to do is you're going to listen, and you're going to listen for the hyperboles that is in this video. It's not a movie, it's kind of like a cartoon or a story that's being read to you. So take out a piece of paper, and I want you guys to write down the hyperboles that you hear.
Piece of paper.
You mean only word
Not
and
only-
sentence?
Huh? No, you can just take a note so you can share it with me afterwards.
Halloween.
Halloween. Halloween.
Halloween.
Halloween. Halloween. Halloween. Halloween. What?
We can share this in the
Yeah.
group.
Mine.
Then cut it.
Selfie.
Cut it. Cut
Oh,
it.
selfie. Look at you. You is not selfish. Yeah, you is so nice. Yeah. You is so
Make it in
nice.
four pieces.
You is Havana.
What? And then fold it again.
Are you sure this is what?
This is what?
You guys don't know. Divide or just
Okay, so what we're going to be watching is called what we're going to be watching is called The Tall Tales of Pico's Bill.
Pico.
Okay? Do you guys know what a tall tale is?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard that saying, a tall tale?
Nope.
Nope. What do you think it might mean? What do you think that it might? Do you think it's actually something so tall, right?
I'm in.
And the tail is like an animal's tail. Do you think it's actually talking about an animal that has a really tall tail?
Yes.
Yes? Have you ever seen an animal with a really tall tail?
No, I just like
No,
that's
Huh? Okay, that's
Thank you.
which animal?
Human.
Okay, that's an interesting
You know our legs is our tail.
Myself.
how
You know our legs is our tail.
oh, our legs, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good way to think about it. Yes, Carolyn? Me? Where? Here? I have a tall tail? How do I have a tall tail?
you have a long story.
No, so a tall tail is when it's basically somebody who is telling a lie. So somebody's saying a tall tale, they're telling a lie or they're making up stories. Okay? So this is why it's perfect for hyperbole.
This is a tall tale about Pecos Bill. Pecos Bill was a good cowboy. Still, he hungered for adventure. One day he heard about a rough group of men. There's some debate over what the group was called, but one storyteller calls it the Hell's Gate Gang. So Bill set out across the rough country to find this gang of men. Well, Bill's horse soon was injured, so Bill had to carry it for 100 miles. Then Bill met a rattlesnake. A rattlesnake 50 feet long. The snake made a hissing sound and was not about to let Bill pass. But after a tense minute, Bill beat the snake until it surrendered. He felt sorry for the varmint and wrapped it around his arm. After Bill walked another 100 miles, he came across an angry mountain lion. There was a huge battle, but Bill took control of the cat and put his saddle on it. He rode that mountain lion all the way to the camp of the Hell's Gate Gang. Now, when Bill saw the gang, he shouted out, "Who's the boss around here?" A huge cowboy, 9 feet tall, took one look at Bill and said in a shaky voice, "I was the boss, but you're the boss from here on in. With his gang, Pecos Bill was able to create the biggest ranch in the Southwest. Bill and his men had so many cattle that they needed all of New Mexico to hold them. Arizona was the pasture where the cattle ate grass. Pecos Bill invented the art of being a cowboy. He invented the skill of throwing a special rope called a lasso over a cow's head to catch the wandering cattle. Some say he used a rattlesnake for a lasso. Others say he made a lasso so big that it circled the whole earth. Bill invented the method of using a hot branding iron to permanently put the mark of a ranch on a cow's skin. That helped stop people from stealing cattle. And some say he invented cowboy songs to help calm the cattle and make the cowboy's life easier. It's also said to have invented the tarantulas and the scorpions as jokes. Cowboys have had trouble with those poisonous creatures ever since. Now, Pecos Bill could ride anything that ever was. So some tell us all happened during the worst drought the West had ever seen. It was so dry that the horses and cows started to dry up and blow away in the wind. So when Bill saw the windstorm, he got an idea. The huge tornado kicked across the land like a wild bronco. But Bill jumped on it without a thought. He rode the tornado across Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona, all the time squeezing the rain out of it to save the land from drought. When the storm was over, Bill fell off the tornado. He landed in California. He left a hole so deep that to this day, it is known as Death Valley. Now, Bill had a horse named Widowmaker. He got that name because any man who rode that horse would be thrown off and killed, and his wife would become a widow. No one could ride that horse but Bill. And Widowmaker, in the end, caused the biggest problem for Pecos Bill. You see, one day, Bill saw a woman, not just any woman, but a wild, red-haired woman, riding a giant catfish down the Rio Grande River. Her name was Slewfoot Sue, and Bill fell in love with her at first sight. Well, Bill would not rest until he'd asked for her hand in marriage, and Slewfoot, she accepted. On their wedding day, Pecos Bill dressed in his best buckskin suit, and Sue wore a beautiful white dress with a huge steel spring bustle in the back. It was the kind of big dress that many women wore in those days. The bigger, the better. Now, after the marriage ceremony, Slewfoot Sue got a really bad idea. She decided that she wanted to ride Widowmaker. Bill begged her not to try, but she had her mind made up. Well, the second she jumped on the horse's back, he began to kick and buck like nothing anyone had ever seen. He sent Sue flying so high that she sailed clear over the new moon. She fell back to earth, but the steel spring bustle just bounced her back up as high as before. And now there are many different stories about what happened next. One story says Bill saw that Sue was in trouble. She would keep bouncing forever if nothing was done. So he took his rope out, but some say it was a huge rattlesnake, and lassoed Sue to catch her and bring her down to earth. Only she just bounced him back up with her. Well, somehow the two came to rest on the moon, and that's where they stayed. Some people say they raised a family up there. Their children were as loud and wild as Bill and Sue were in their younger days. People say the sound of thunder that sometimes carries over the dry land around the Pecos River is nothing more than Pecos Bill's family laughing up a storm. And that is the story of Pecos Bill. Pecos.
Teacher,
Hmm?
I have a question.
Yes?
Why is the Pecos Bill size and his clothes keep changing?
Huh?
What's his sizing?
Because the picture, only his face was small.
I know. Also the girls also.
Where do you
Girls'
rather than?
faces keep changing too.
It's just that you have questions
Also
about
the
the drum.
horse.
Well, I didn't hear your first part of your question. I'm sorry. You said why was he?
Why his clothes and his size keeps changing? Like
Oh, why did this look? Well, sometimes in art they maybe changed different things or different parts of the drawing just to show a different perspective or a view, so you can kind of imagine something different, and that's why sometimes you might see in art, like for example, if you were going to show somebody like punching something, and you might notice that the whole hand is bigger than the whole fist because they want to show that the that it was coming towards you. So sometimes they might do that to show a different viewpoint. All right, so did you guys write down some of the exaggerations that were in the story?
I forgot to write.
they ride
So
100 miles.
So
Huh?
hard.
They ride 100
Can you
miles.
show us?
Okay, good. You wrote 100 miles. Yes, Carolyn?
Can you show us the video again?
No, we're gonna just talk about some of them now.
Oh, he
Yeah.
ride on a tornado.
He rode on a tornado. Good. So you can't actually ride on a tornado. And
Raised
you
a
can't.
family
If
on
he
the road.
went
Good.
on the moon.
He went. Yes, good.
And
So
he said the snake was big, like his surround the world.
yes, good. You can't really have a snake that's so big that it surrounds the world, right?
Ride a fish.
Yes. Can you actually ride it? He said that she
Catfish.
rode a huge catfish. Very good, you guys.
Can I go?
And they can't
I'll
marry.
wait until afterwards when we start doing classroom, okay? Huh?
Also,
And
they
they
can't
can
marry. That's
marry.
fake.
Okay, yeah, that's true. You guys were listening. Very good.
They don't have air in the space.
They don't
Oh,
have that.
and
Yeah,
the horse
they can't live up
it's
there.
impossible to kick the woman like
Yeah, so
so.
So
Yeah.
Also, the horse definitely can let everyone to ride. It's not like everyone cannot ride except him.
right, exactly.
Also, there
exactly.
was a guy like 9 feet tall.
And
All that Victoria.
it's impossible that
The snake be on the roof. Like, you can use the snake be on the roof. Like, oh, hallelujah.
Yes, very true. Very true, you guys. Very good. Okay, so in your groups, you guys are now going to work on these papers, and these worksheets.